Gabe is busting with excitement right
so
now.
So the top 8 seeds all got a first round bye.
Yeah. That's
okay.
right. So one way or another, they're going to be making it into the Sweet 16 fiasco.
Carmen's crew, Ohio State. Oh, the overseas elite has the 2-time MVP DJ Kennedy, who has won $7 million playing in the basketball tournament.
Hell yeah.
I just love the basketball tournament.
Right? I Googling it earlier was like making my day because it's so fucking generic that all I'm getting is results for the NCAA and the NBA.
Of course.
Yes.
Oh, you know, the basketball tournament? The one here?
The NCAA tournament that happens every year that was canceled?
Yeah, for legal reasons, it's a separate tournament. Don't bother asking too many questions about it. Now, okay, I actually think that maybe we're live. I have no idea. We could be broadcasting out into the void here. I don't really know. You know, at this point, I just kind of gotta hope for the best. Yeah, I mean, you might as well. Because Restream is like flashing photos and being like, "You're offline. You're offline. You're offline." Yeah, but, I mean, you might as well. You might as well. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. We could be actually live on Twitch. We could not be.
Oh, are we on Twitch now?
Yeah. I'm sorry, we're on Twitch.
Oh, he's got it on. We're on like everywhere.
Yeah, it's all live, baby, all live. But so needless to say, after tripping, stumbling over my own dick, I guess we're here. So who are we? Welcome everyone to Sports Radio 1917, your home for sports discussion and fantasy analysis from a leftist perspective. I'm the idiot who is frenetically trying to like touch all the dials and work all the controls and not fuck everything up, Kelton. And I'm joined today by my fellow sports Bolshevik, Gabe. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, fantastic, my man. I have got news to share, but I'm going to let Mitch go ahead and introduce himself.
That's right. Our professional broadcaster, Mitch. What's going on in your world?
Well, you know, I actually finally looked up some of the basketball tournament information, and then I'm kind of even a little more excited about it now.
Hold on. You have to say it right. You don't go to the Ohio State. You go to the Ohio State. We are watching the basketball tournament.
Yes, absolutely.
It's the only way to make all of this just nonsense make sense to me, I guess. To just see, oh, hey, what other like generic sports do you think that we can get into? I can't wait to watch the big game. Oh,
honestly,
man.
They should just like schedule a year-long tournament across all the sports for all the amateurs and just call it the tournament for every sport and just make a whole series out of that. People would watch that.
What the basketball tournament is like, their URL is something like insane to me. Like, yeah, they somehow managed to get thetournament.com as their domain. Their YouTube videos, I shit you not, like outside of like their main intro splash one, like their YouTube videos get like 400 views. Like there's a real shot here that we could overtake them on YouTube with enough effort.
So what Russian oligarch is funding this? Because they're giving away $2 million a year with 400 views a pop on YouTube. Literally nobody gives a shit about this.
But it's broadcast on ESPN.
Yeah, this is a classic example of like where someone said, just wait, it will eventually pay off. And then like
it did.
Yeah, 4 months ago, they were like, this is a, you know, maybe on a good day, like 3,000 views per video type of industry. This is not quite working out for us. And now it is we have a deal on ESPN for our entire tournament. They're gonna debut everything.
Dude, I mean, that's the thing, man, is coronavirus took out the XFL, but it brought us the basketball tournament.
That's right. And
okay, so if we're going to talk about the basketball tournament, though,
I guess go ahead. Yes,
that's the top interesting
story.
Affiliates I just found out is that there's a team associated with Floyd Mayweather.
That's right, called the Money Team.
And Jimmer Fredette may play on this team.
Oh my God!
And if you follow basketball, Jimmer
way.
Fredette's quite the story.
Oh man, this
The
is
Mormon Golden Boy.
the Mormon Golden Boy.
Yay.
Okay.
That's exactly what the world needs right now. More Mormons involved in professional sports.
Yes.
He was like
That's
famous in
amazing.
college for like being able to hit, 30-foot shots and everything, and then never did anything in the NBA and went off overseas and then came back last year when was actually a good NBA basketball player. So there's a chance that a good NBA basketball player will play in this tournament,
Wow. A good
All right.
TM basketball player.
At the basketball tournament, you need at least one good NBA basketball player.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of teams that are being locked out of the 24-team tournament, so they might as well go. I mean, I imagine they could easily sweep the basketball tournament.
Right?
Well, okay.
The Knicks.
That would be great. Is that whoever places in the bottom in the NBA gets relegated down to G League? The worst G League team gets relegated down.
It's about time we took those football standings.
I think that's perfectly fine. Like if the Knicks can't be this terrible forever, right? Like without, I mean, they're not being punished. They continue to be a National Basketball Association team while being absolute garbage, breaking the hearts of their fans season after season.
Breaking their hearts, busting their balls. How could they continue to do this time after time? But I guess for the people unaware who might not know, and or the people who we are doing this practice video for, the basketball tournament is this 3-week long process that starts on July 4th. And they have a 24-team bracket where the first 8 seeds get a bye. And the thing that is the sales pitch for fans is that if you register as a fan of a certain team, you get a potential to split a part of the fans' allocated share of their reward of their money pot, which in this case is $1 million winner take all reward, and you're splitting $50,000. So if you back the right team, you could be looking to make a couple $100, which is my God, for my degeneracy, that really makes it something suddenly worth my time to look into.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the team to back is Red Scare, as far as I'm concerned.
As podcasters, I think that we owe them some form of allegiance, unfortunately.
So they are the Dayton alumni.
Yeah,
and they have some good former college basketball players, not NBA good. College basketball.
Obviously. Can you imagine if it was
first off, let's just acknowledge, unless we say otherwise, none of these players are NBA good.
Yeah.
like
we will let you know about the Joe Johnsons that are playing. Okay. Everyone else is like that one guy who's actually kind of good, but only plays in your neighborhood. Like it's those level guys pretty much all the way through. Because I mean, these teams seem to be some of the most bizarre names. So the Red Scare, as Mitch was mentioning, was the Dayton alumni. The money team is Money Mayweather's team. Then the number 6 seed is Challenge ALS, which, I mean, like,
they might be my dark horse.
Yeah.
Because Darren Collison was a all right NBA basketball player.
Are you saying that ALS may sneak up on people? Is
I
that
think so. They might.
After
ALS
years of
is
being
very
ignored,
sneaky.
ALS is finally taking the main stage.
I mean, I think isn't that what happens? ALS sneaks up on you, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, it's not even team beat. It's not even team beat ALS though. It's team challenge ALS. I'm picturing it like, you know how they're cop challenge coins, but in this case it's an ALS challenge coin. All right, heads I'm fine, tails I gotta do an ice bucket challenge. Fuck this, goddamn. It's such like a nice idea I think, for a name, but it's just not something that like I think I can get behind and root for. Although they are the dark horse, right, Mitch? Like,
Well, in my opinion, because they're the European veterans.
Okay. And they only have 23 registered fans, meaning the pot as it currently sits is if they win, you could get over $2,000.
Nice.
Which, I mean, like, fuck it. You might as well. Like,
Hell yeah.
It's free, I guess, is the other point. Can you imagine, though, like if Kevin Durant and CP3 just decided to play randomly just to steal people's lunch money?
Not their lunch money. These guys are training all year and probably just hoping to make this $100,000 and like, that's my life for the year.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, though. It's the way, like,
I mean, it's more than I make in a year. I'll tell you that much.
Right?
It gets divided up so ridiculously of where like a star player will get like 150,000, bench player will get like 50,000. And then like depending on the team, it seems like the head coach / general manager will get like 25,000 or like
200,000. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like, why would the head coach get 200,000 if you win and all the players are only getting 10?
My like dream idea would be to field a team where the head coach gets $5. And that's the exact amount.
You really want to test out your idea of how important head coaches actually are.
I do. And when me and the overseas elite are hoisting a trophy over everyone, I'll go like, this coach here, this coach is my best friend. And I'll go, that's what's important. Thank you.
I mean, I guess we could always just try to, petition for me to be the coach. I know enough about basketball where if it doesn't matter, then I can be the coach.
You recognize enough has-beens that they will feel so happy when they hear their names being said. Like, I remember that time when that's gotta be so bizarre. If you're like in your mid-30s and you're still kind of chasing it, because not only then are you nostalgic for like when you were in your 20s.
Oh yeah.
But then on top of that, you were also nostalgic for when you were considered like among the best of the best, hadn't yet been eclipsed by everyone.
That's like Robert Griffin III. He said that he's ready to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, and there's still time to achieve all those dreams and goals he set for himself.
Yeah, nah, bro. That's that boat has sailed.
What I honestly think that he should do is like hope to become like the best possible version of Clipboard Jesus, where he's like, all right, listen, week 16, week 17, you guys need a backup QB to play those 2 games as we're resting up for the bye week. I got you. I can do that. In the meantime, I'm going to start like scheming up offensive plays, building up my playbook so that when I become Harbaugh's offensive assistant.
There can only be one Kellen Moore. All right. Kellen Moore already successfully played that role.
He had like low key the sneakiest time. Like, good for him. Because can you imagine if, for like some bizarre twist of fate, Kellen Moore didn't get hurt, and so then Dak Prescott continued to stay as the backup as the Kellen Moore led Cowboys went like 3-13, and then they drafted a quarterback number 1, and it's like Josh Rosen or something.
Probably would have been Baker Mayfield, man.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I hadn't thought about that with all the OU connections. My God, that would have been miserable. Okay, so the number 5 seed. Who are these people? The Eberlin Drive. What are they all about?
Oh, this was the one team that had like no affiliation whatsoever. I didn't even understand why they were the 5 seed, because their first thing that it says is their best player is out. But they're the 5 seed.
Wait, so maybe Eberlin Drive, maybe that's like an actual like neighborhood team, bunch of guys that happen to live like over in Jersey on Eberlin Drive, and they all just got, screw it, let's put our hats in the ring, see what happens.
They have 5 players with NBA experience, but none with the names worth mentioning, according to the article itself. Like, they don't even mention the names. They just say there's 5 players with NBA experience.
Well, so I mean, they could all be Knicks, to be fair.
I mean, former Knicks at one point in time.
Or current, whatever, man.
Yeah, they were from that one good Knicks team. Oh, really? Like the one with Melo? No, like in the 80s. Yeah, those guys. It's okay. Now see,
they all have degenerative arthritis in their hips and ankles.
See, this is actually pretty intriguing to me because apparently they're named after a small like cul-de-sac, and then now they have a bunch of players from kind of all over. But what is even more intriguing to me is one of the listed members they have at number 0 is something called Court 1 Athletics, which is like a basketball court in Arizona, which I guess is where they all trained at. And they're listed as a booster who will get a winning share of $100,000.
Jesus.
Wow.
So I guess that was the deal, was that like you let us train here for free, and then you will get a shot at $100,000.
You let us train here, pick up your best talent when it's available, and we'll give you $100,000 when it's all said and done.
Here's my only problem with this. Their jersey number listing is number 0, but they are called Court 1 Athletics. Why? What is wrong here? Oh, they have a link to their Twitter. I want everyone to guess here. How many followers does Court 1 Athletics have on Twitter? Mitch.
23.
23. Okay. Gabe.
1,200.
Okay. Now, Gabe, I might need you to temper those expectations a little bit. What have I told you? And I'm this is, view it like a bonus round. Their last tweet was April 13th, 2014.
76. I'm gonna go 76 followers.
Okay, 76. What about you, Mitch? Are you gonna move up, or are you gonna stay?
I'm staying.
Right. They have they're following 13 people, and they have 32 followers.
Oh man, I just got the numbers mixed up. Shit.
I'm telling you, it's no good to be psychic and dyslexic at the same time. It just puts you up across the board.
I just transposed. That's all.
God. So, okay, that's the Eberlin Drive. Moving on up, we have the Golden Eagles, which doesn't sound fascistic whatsoever, right?
Not one bit.
That's because that's Marquette's actual mascot.
I stand by my statement. Once a fascist, always a fascist. But they are interesting to me. Go ahead, explain who they are, because I had a note on here. I'm trying to find it.
There's a bunch of names that I've never heard of, but apparently they have a Clipper from when the Clippers sucked.
Oh hell yeah!
So
like basically up until like the mid 2000s.
Oh yeah, before Chris Paul got there. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he's that old. I don't know. I just never even seen his name. I couldn't even tell you how old he is. It's the bare minimum information I'm going off here.
I mean, the Clippers stopped sucking in like 2012.
Once I drafted Blake Griffin and then Chris Paul signed it.
Yeah, so it was either like 2010, 2011. So this guy has not been a Clipper for at least 10 years.
I mean, he's probably way younger. He's probably played in like 5 Clipper games. Here, I'll Google his name.
What's the guy's name, out of curiosity, for the folks listening at home?
Jamil Wilson.
Okay.
He played. He played 15 games in 2017. Okay.
Wow, some recent talent. Okay.
Wow.
So
it was when Blake Griffin was hurt and he had no legs. Yeah. Here's the interesting fact: the listed winning shares of these people is $1 a person. They don't have any like actual division. I don't think that they filled it out, and I think the minimum dollar amount was 1, so they had to just list
That's what it got sent to you.
But I think that like it would be even better if these people were to win it all, right? Get the crowning moment, and then they just each get a notice from Zell that $1 has been awarded into their bank account. Because
What team is this?
That's the Golden Eagles.
The Golden Eagles, they all are like, we don't need the money.
Winning share $1 on all of them. I don't think that they are saying they don't need the money. I don't think that they filled out that portion of their application. And
here's the thing: is when you have an ideology as pure as the Golden Eagles,
no.
Money is no longer an object.
We'll take care of that later.
We take our payment in iron. Oh god.
They have money is not at the top of their goal list. There is certain other, let's say, horrific things that they want to get done before they get paid.
But the thing is they were in the final last year. So everyone's wondering, is this the year?
Well, to that I say, overseas elite or bust. Everyone else can suck it. That's my basketball opinion. So the next one, the number 3 seed, the Boheim's Army or Boheim's Army, because it's spelled like Bohemian.
Jim Boheim. Okay. Jim Boheim. Jim Boheim was the basketball coach for Syracuse.
That's what I'm saying. I've heard it pronounced both ways, Boheim or Boheim. And
yeah, no, it didn't even click until I just heard you say it. I was like, oh wait, they're giving a tribute to their coach.
Why
this
not?
Makes sense.
Why not? Because it's a whole bunch of Syracuse alumni, which
yes.
I mean, like as a football fan and not really an NCAA fan, it is really bizarre to see people being so ride or die about Syracuse because their football program could not be further from it. So
they're one of the very few basketball schools, Some people just hang their hat on the basketball school.
I mean, that's true. Like, look at Duke. No one's ever been like, man, Duke's football program.
Except for they almost beat Clemson this year. That was
yeah, that's right. See, it's anything is possible when you get rid of fucking Daniel Jones.
Wait, I think I was totally wrong. I think it was North Carolina. Shit. I'm just gonna stop.
Okay, like we don't see color. All light blues are the same.
Yeah,
okay?
North Carolina and Duke are practically the same football program.
I like to say that. I think that's what we should say. Like, really, because ultimately, what's the difference between North Carolina and Duke? They're
the basketball
basically
programs.
the same. Yeah,
I mean, they're basically the same. They're super elitist. They're both, functionally bad. And NC State's only difference is our colors are red. We're also bad.
So my question is, why isn't there like a Carolina's team?
Because all their good players are in the NBA.
Well, okay, fine. What about like all of their like academically good, spent all 4 years riding the bench kind of players,
Those guys don't exist.
Yeah, and they probably went on to make like hundreds of thousands of dollars working for their dad.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or being recruited as boosters for the team for the college.
Oh yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, I guess this does require like a special kind. You have to be good enough to be like better than the average bear at basketball.
Because the Syracuse team features 2 former NBA first round picks that were obviously bust. They were first round picks in the 32. First 32 to go. And they're playing in the basketball tournament now.
Is Tyler Lydon and who?
Oh shit, I don't even know.
Okay,
but no, I just want to say obvious bust or sneaky play for the basketball tournament.
Well, one of those busts, Tyler Lydon, is the one who I decided, I want to see what he's doing because he's following 355 people. He has over 12,000 followers, which actually is kind of a small number considering he's a former first round pick in 2017.
That is respectable for not a player anymore. And
yes. Well, so then he has family first, USA gold medalist in his bio. Now, quick point of contention. The USA gold medalist is from a 2014 FIBU under 18 tournament that they held. So he's not.
Dude, that dude is holding on to the past, man.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is like the technicality where he's like USA gold medalist, where people will assume it's an Olympic gold medalist.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
USA.
Exactly. And then his latest thing that he did is a retweet from June 14th of Donald J. Trump saying, interesting how Antifa and other far-left militant groups can take over a city without barely a whimper from soft, do-nothing Democratic leadership. Yet these same weak leaders become radical when it comes to shutting down the state or city and its hard-working, tax-paying citizens! Exclamation point. So, really
so
kind
just a straight retweet. No comment.
No comment. Very much seems like he's going to be in favor of that kind of behavior. From the other things and his latest likes, it's that Melissa Tate person who is saying conservative Trumplican wife, mother of Most High God, all hail President Trump, blah, blah, blah. And it's a whole bunch of her tweets are all of his latest likes. And then, you know, it's criticizing people who tear down the Columbus statue and all that. So
that shit was rad. That is the closest thing we've had to sports in so long. Like, I am sorry. Like, people are, they're tearing down the Columbus statue for good reasons. One, Columbus sucks. But two, we're just bored, man. Like, we need a challenge, a physical challenge. And so
something we can really sink our teeth into, you know? Jones.
I mean, I would be totally willing to watch 2 to 3 hours of tearing down Statue Olympics. Personally, I know there's a plethora of statues that need to be torn down. So we just need to get people in the right places, get a couple TV cameras out there. You know, maybe a guy to blow a whistle or something like that. And,
you get judged on time and historic significance.
That's true. That's true. And also, like, just how much you offend Italian Americans.
And the easiest way to win is to go to that Stone Mountain. Is that what that is? Yeah, go to Stone Mountain.
Yeah, Stone Mountain, yeah.
If you can deface the entirety of Stone Mountain, you win the Olympics.
I mean, I just don't understand.
That's called, Mount Rushmore training ground.
I don't understand why the Italians are so mad about Columbus being attacked. It's not like we're burning down Olive Garden or something like that. Like,
they can't do that there. They're family.
I think Italians are going to be more offended that you just insinuated that they would care about Olive Garden.
That's true.
Okay, fine. It's not like we're burning down Domino's or something like that.
You know, the real pizza places.
Dang. What a time to be Italian right now. You can't even.
Oh, it's been a great.
Christopher. You're associated with Domino's, Christopher Columbus, and.
Yeah, we're coming after Christopher Columbus. Next is Olive Garden, and if you don't watch out, Italians, we're coming after Domino's and then Pizza Hut.
We will not apologize for the toppings. So.
No.
Christ. All right. Well. So then the next team, I guess before I forget, this is going to be my arch nemesis team. I think, of like officially fuck this team. You have like an alt-right motherfucker on your team, and you have a stupid fucking name, Boheim, whatever. Go fuck yourselves. Like also like you're New Yorkers, but you're upstate New Yorkers. So it's like all of the annoyance of being a New Yorker, but with none of the actual taste or culture or contributions to society. Like,
it's the part of New York that embraces redneck culture.
Yeah. They don't even view it as redneck culture. They're like, this is our culture. This is who we are. I'm going to get a Confederate flag because this connects somehow to my heritage. Fuck these people. All right. So the number 2 seed is, of course, probably right where they should be. The overseas elite. That's right. The globalists once again on the prowl, on the march. Nothing can stop Joe Johnson. Nothing. He is a man of action in my head. What other stuff do we have to say that we haven't said last week about him, Mitch?
The overseas elite have DJ Kennedy on their roster, who is a two-time MVP of the basketball tournament and has $7 million worth of winnings in his name. So this guy lives and breathes to win the basketball tournament.
That is right. Now, if you had to guess, how many followers on Twitter does this 4-time TBT champion have? You might. He's apparently an incredibly good overseas player.
All right, I'm going to guess 2,300.
2,300. Okay. All right. Mitch?
I'm going to go with 17,000.
17,000. Okay. He is following 144 people. His last tweet was a retweet on June 5th. Don't know if that changes anything for y'all. And he has 4,098 followers.
Too much.
Closest by Price is Right rules.
Now, people may be wondering why I'm caring so much about this. I think all of these people are going to blow up once they appear on ESPN.
Oh, absolutely. Can we buy their Twitter stock now?
Yeah, right. Because I mean, like, these people are also verified, so they're blue checks and they have relatively small counts.
Blue checks.
That's right. Because they
have a brand.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I guess to be fair, they are of somewhat cultural significance as of 2020.
Yeah, one's an alt-right representative, and one has won $7 million playing basketball without ever being in the NBA. I mean,
you know what? That's pretty good.
Icons, references, fresh. Mwah.
I do love it though, because like Joe Johnson has 183,000 followers. So,
well, yeah,
like it just shows.
Put some respect on the 7-time All-Star's name.
That is right. And what, 1-time Big 3 champion, right? They've
yes,
one functioning season.
Where he was the leading scorer and his team won the championship, I believe.
Yeah, mostly just because of him scoring over and over and over.
Because he's like kind of still good enough to play in the NBA. He's just 38 and doesn't want to be a role player.
No, that's exactly right. Like, it's like, oh, it's a 3-on-3, and man, if only you were good at ISO ball, Joe Johnson. If only you 7-time All-Star Joe Johnson.
And you don't have to run up and down the full court.
Exactly. He just, in reality, is moving like the same 15 feet over and over and over. But yeah, so the overseas elite, they are probably the most consistent team of the history of the sport. They won 4 of the past 6, and so there's no reason not to believe in these people. Now, I will say they have gotten way more fans since we last talked, Mitch.
I'm sure.
The shares have gone down. We bought in when it was at $700 basically, and it's now down to roughly $200. So
we thought we had a gold mine.
I know. It's gonna
what
be
happened?
So
when did all those Tampa War fans get smart?
Right?
Damn seedings.
Just gonna have to ride Challenge ALS.
Dark Horse. Wasn't it like $2,000 if they win though?
I know, exactly.
Shit, it might be worth it.
I mean, there's no way they're gonna win, but at those odds, how can I turn it down? It just
or bet on the money team in hopes that Jimmer Fredette plays.
That's true.
because he is going to dominate. Like if he does play,
watching Floyd Mayweather suit up just so he can punch a motherfucker in the mouth.
Oh
God! And so then, bizarrely, the number one team in the country, number one team in the basketball tournament, is called what, Mitch?
Carmen's Crew.
Yeah, that rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
It does.
Full of Ohio State alumni.
And you know what's weird is that the most recognizable name on this list to me is Jared Sullinger, who's the coach. Because
he was a former player.
He was a former player, right. But he's the coach of this team because Ohio State does not have a good basketball program.
No.
And so I guess it kind of makes sense because it's like none of their players are good enough to go to the NBA. So they're all just like still playing together after college because they have nothing else to do.
Now, interesting point here. I'm not going to say that he's kind of a false head coach, but Sullinger is getting paid $50,000 to be the GM / head coach, whereas Leon Rogers is going to be the assistant coach, and he is going to be earning $100,000.
Jesus.
So Sullinger's just there for his name.
Yes.
The old bait and hook.
That's right. He's there just in case there's like, I don't know, coach, we got too many injured people. You might need to suit up again. I'm sorry. There's no like, what is like the basketball theme that I could put in there? Because I'm not really seeing.
I think it's Round Ball Rock by John Tesh.
Okay. Oh, I see. That classic one that everyone would understand if I broke into.
First off, the 1990 to 2002 NBA on NBC theme. I think everybody who knows basketball knows that fucking song.
Oh, that's true.
Did you say 1992?
Yeah, it was 1990 to 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, it was John Tesh. Come on.
Yeah. What about?
Oh yeah,
it's like the fucking raddest fucking basketball song ever.
You're absolutely right.
No one has ever heard that, like some guy humming that and been like, "I am so motivated." Thank you.
First off,
it just happened just now.
That is my alarm. That is my morning alarm. I wake up every morning to Round Ball Rock, and you know what? I fucking conquer the goddamn day.
That's right. That's
good evening, folks. We're here to watch some NBA basketball. Tonight's matchup features.
Well, fuck. So that's our essentially our preview, right? I mean, what teams are we going with here? As we
if you want guaranteed free money, then you got to go with the overseas league.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think, especially since they will let you change it going up until like right up to July 4th. I mean,
okay. So they do close it when the tournament starts.
Yes.
Okay.
After the first round, I'm gonna change now.
Right.
Okay.
How long do I get to keep changing for? The night before the championship game. 50-50. Everybody gets $10. All right, here we go. Free money.
I have no idea what happened, but Challenge ALS has been on a miracle run. That's kind of like almost a bizarre thing if you're a fan. You're like, man, I hope these people win, but I hope even more that no one else signs up. Those motherfuckers.
Well, we were saying that last week. So,
I mean, I gentlemen, I'm gonna have to go with Red Scare. I know,
Gabe. It's okay.
Have a chance. They have a chance.
I understand.
Not a good one. Not a good one, but they have one.
You know what they say, that big-titted teams just can't be taken seriously. Political discourse. So.
Look, the Red Scares core has been playing basketball together at a high collegiate level since 2014.
That's right. Is that a good thing or a bad thing, by the way? If they're like, our core has not been able to move to any higher level than this one.
Bad because they're obviously, not the best basketball players in the world because they're not in the NBA, but good because the longer you play basketball together, the more cohesive and better your team is.
That's right. That's right. That's why, it takes super teams so much longer. That's why they always lose to the bottom tier dwellers.
That is exactly why the Miami Heat lost to the Dallas Mavericks their first year as a super team, because they needed a year to gel together. And the Mavericks are a bunch of old guys.
LeBron just refused to take the shot and pass it to Ray Allen. Nope, not at all.
No, it's because the Mavericks were the established veteran team, and LeBron and the Heat were playing on a short season. They didn't have the full 82 games they needed to gel together. They just happened to walk into the Eastern. The East is easy. Anybody can make the championship in the East. LeBron owned it for 9 years in a row. Shit.
It's true. He couldn't even make the playoffs once he moved to the Western Conference. That's my story.
First year in the West. To it. Yeah, right.
God.
Might as well before we piss off any basketball fan that might happen to be listening.
God. Okay, so Gabe, you had a story that you wanted to talk to us about.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Do I ever have a story for you?
Oh, Lord.
So, as we know, there are hundreds, potentially thousands of college bowl games in December and January, right? And they all have wonderful names like the Tostito Bowl and what have you. What would be the most fitting name? I'm asking you, Mitch and Kelton, of what would the bowl be called if two colleges faced off each other, and one was founded by a white Anglo-Saxon slave owner, and the other one is based off of a Catholic Irish mascot? What would you potentially dub that bowl?
Oh man, I don't know. Something
like the two whitest possible things in America.
I mean, probably like the Mayo Bowl or something.
Ding, ding, ding! There it is. The Duke's mayonnaise is now sponsoring the bowl game in Charlotte,
right?
between Notre Dame and Wake Forest in Charlotte.
No. Oh my God!
Formerly the Belk Bowl, it is now going to be the Mayo Bowl. I heard that this morning and I laughed for probably 2.5, maybe 3 hours.
I mean, that's amazing, but how the fuck did Kelton get it right on the first guess? Because what?
White people, man, you gotta think.
White people.
What is their culture? They're not gonna call it the Denying Genocide Bowl.
It was effortless. It was effortless. It was just the Mayo Bowl. Absolutely. What else would it be? Oh my God.
Yeah, the Duke's.
Okay, I cannot take
Bowl.
these advertisings though. It's Duke's Mayo Classic is what it is.
Oh yeah, that's the good one with it shows
how
the
in the
eggs
fuck
and the.
Are you able to sponsor it and have it not be fucking Duke as the team that is automatically qualified to get in?
Because they're unaffiliated, Dukes and Duke.
Yeah,
they're
just
not.
Very different entirely. But if you're saying to make this an even wider thing, want to guess what the tagline for the promotional? I've seen that you've seen it, Gabe. But
yes, so Mitch, I'll let you go.
The tagline to let people know that mayonnaise is sponsoring a college football game. What would you say?
Something found in everyone's fridge at home.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's good. That actually makes a lot more sense. Because they're going with football has a bold new flavor.
That's a way better tagline.
Mitch, when is the last time you've ever thought, man, this mayonnaise is a bold new flavor?
Yeah.
I mean, Irish Catholics and Anglo-Saxon descendants of slave owners would probably find mayo very spicy.
It's true. It's oh god. Okay, so let's see here.
There's not even any spices in mayo.
It's just whipped eggs.
It's like whipped eggs. And
hey, some people think olive oil or just vegetable oil is just a little too, burns on the way down and on the way out.
Mayonnaise, you can't get behind it. So this bowl game started off as the Queen City Bowl, which became the Continental Tire Bowl, which became the Meinke Car Care Bowl, which became the Belk Bowl, which is now the Mayonnaise Bowl. This
because Belk almost went out of business.
Progressively.
Yeah.
How has this always stayed white, like the entire time?
It's in Charlotte, man. It's banking capital of the fucking South, dude.
Know your demographic.
I cannot get so what are they gonna do exactly? Here, what's the symbol for it?
I assume they're gonna.
Is it gonna be a sandwich with 2 tiki torches behind it? It's gonna be like...
I mean, I assume it'd be that, and then during the game, they're gonna have, instead of t-shirt cannons, they're just gonna shoot globs of mayo into the crowd. Just show all these smiling children hit with mayo right in the face.
Room temperature, kind of already glazed, sweaty mayo, slapping them in the face.
Yeah, next year it'll be called the Epstein Bowl.
Hell yeah, I guess, maybe. Oh no. No, I don't like this. I don't want this. This doesn't seem like something for me. My God, though. My God. So, okay. I can't stop looking at this website.
This is honestly the most exciting sports news we had this week, as far as I'm concerned.
You're actually probably right.
Okay. Legitimately here, I don't know what to make of this, because I'm going to go through some of the MVPs of what is now the Mayo Bowl. Are you ready here? We have
let's hear it.
And I'm handpicking here, so let's not go through. But we have Matt Schaub, Pat White, Dion Lewis, BJ Daniels, Mike Glennon, Nick Chubb, Dak Prescott, Cam Phillips, John Wolford, and Lynn Bowden Jr., which just what the fuck is even happening? How? Also, R.I.P. that poor guy, Lynn Bowden Jr. of Kentucky. He was a quarterback, and then his new job is American football running back and return specialist for the Las Vegas Raiders. Damn.
Yeah, R.I.P. dude. That's fine.
There's a plethora a plethora of underachieving quarterbacks in the NFL. He just didn't need to, he needed to adapt to find his new role.
Yeah,
I'm proud of him.
I am so surprised though that he managed somehow to be I don't even know what to say. Like, Cam Phillips is the thing that surprises me the most, is just that he still doesn't have a job in the NFL, apparently. What the fuck? How is this possible? This is like Mike Kaepernick, basically. I'm just trying to figure out,
wait, who's Cam Phillips?
Cam Phillips, the leading wide receiver in the XFL.
Oh, Cam Phillips. Yeah. Yes. I am shocked that Cam Phillips did not get. I guess, we were talking about how stacked the wide receiver class was this year. But you're right. Cam Phillips not only proved himself that he can play at least quasi-professional level, definitely much better than, I think the XFL is a much better, proxy than college. But yeah, why hasn't he been picked up?
Yeah, this is insane to me.
Wasn't he on an NFL team in
He was
He
on
got cut.
Buffalo. He was on in
Right.
Buffalo in 2018, and then
But
he.
didn't he have some like behavioral issues?
I'm sure he did, but are we?
I feel like I
really
remember
gonna
reading
be-
it.
I mean, has that stopped the NFL?
Yes,
NFL
yes.
team
So
from
it does stop them when you're not that good.
all-time leader in the XFL.
But what did he do in the
It's
NFL before he got cut for his behavioral issues? Like, I'm
Well,
not saying that
fine.
I
I
agree.
mean, I'm just saying maybe he never got a chance. Maybe he never got a chance to shine.
to be the man on the field. I'll look up his NFL stats. Gonna click on it right now, and 404 flag on the play. That's the page it takes me to. Fucking hell.
Never made it to the field in a game, then I'm guessing.
God, I missed the Roughnecks so badly, y'all. The uniforms were so good. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. Okay, so I guess as we're wrapping things up, there's two things I know that we need to still hit on, just because running bits are running bits for a reason, and that is touching on what's up with the Wiz this week and the KT Wiz.
Again.
They actually rebounded. They went 4-2 this week.
Hell yeah!
Rising to 16-22 overall for the season. Their bats are coming alive, averaging over 5 runs a game. But their losses are still very, very, very bad losses. Where it's like when they lose, it's like 12-0. Like
this is the Texas Rangers of the Korean Baseball League.
Yeah, they if they want to make it to the championship, which I think they still can, they really need to
I'm legitimately not sure about that.
Well, it is what it is. They need to get their pitching. They need to square up their pitching and get it right, because they truly did have the pitching to make it this year. But I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. What about a late season trade? Mid-season trade.
I'm also not sure that they can do that. A lot of sports leagues don't have free agents.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Particularly,
bizarre. I'm just kidding.
No, it's super. Well, there was like that whole deal of like the first time a Japanese player left Japan to come to the United States, because that was like not a thing. It's like you play for one team your entire career.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're not retiring. Are
you talking about Ichiro?
Somewhere else?
Yeah, wasn't that Ichiro? Yeah,
I don't know if he was the first, but he was huge.
Of course.
Yeah, I think it was Ichiro that like the whole deal was he was playing for a team and his contract ended and he decided to be like, I'm going to America. And everybody's like, you can't do that. He's like, why in the fuck not?
Yeah.
Like, the fuck you mean?
I will fuck you up if you try and keep me here. Yeah.
He went to go play for another Japanese-owned baseball team, so I don't see the issue.
Listen, man. I don't know the specifics of Ichiro. I'm sure that we, if we have anyone who is a fan of baseball listening in right now, that they will be screaming and clawing their eyes out, because
no, everything I said
they're
is
like
accurate.
the last person to care that much about how Ichiro entered the
that's
MLB.
True. Yeah, that's so true. So true. They don't. No baseball fan cares about Ichiro.
Yeah, no, not at all. No real baseball fan. Let's start the gatekeeping.
We do. Exactly. No real baseball fan. But we do care about our baseball fans, and we care about talking about baseball. Which is why we're following the KT Wiz's every single game.
That's what we're doing. We promised that we would talk about baseball, and guess what? We made that promise, and then baseball got indefinitely delayed. So I don't know what y'all want from us.
Yeah, what do you want from us? We are doing our best.
I actually saw something today that the Players Association and the owners may have come into an agreement with baseball, or for the start of baseball.
Oh, fantastic!
It's too late. It's too late. We are KT Wiz fans.
July 19th, supposedly.
Let us know when they import the KT Wiz to the MLB,
and then the MLB can win my fandom back.
That's what it's all about. Oh God, last story though, before I forget, the Sydney Roosters, the other foreign team that we are following here, they took on the Canterbury Bulldogs last week.
Murdered them.
Yeah, Vegas gave a rough score prediction of 14-6, but the Roosters smashed them completely 42-6 to take a 3-2 record. And although I want to be incredibly happy for them, and I want to believe, if you will, on Saturday they're going to be playing the either the Parramatta or Parramatta Eels, aka the number 1 team in the NRL. So Jesus God,
all right, what's the spread?
They don't give a spread or an
they
over.
Don't given up. The Roosters are the defending champs.
That's right, but the Eels are legitimately so good. So I mean, they're 5-0. They're on a roll. It's going to be very hard, I think, for them to win. There's this bizarre undercurrent about people wanting to believe, well, who are you going to pick, and what's the score prediction. I found one thing that gave an estimate of Roosters 16, Eels 14. That forever dooms them in my head, because the money line is the Roosters at minus 227 and the Eels at plus 179.
Oh, that means the Roosters are the favorites.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, no. So when you're looking at the money line and they give you odds and it's one's a plus and one's a minus, the minus is the favorite to win.
The minus is the favorite to win.
Yes, because it's worse odds. That means you get less return for your money.
Okay, so you would have to bet $227, in other words,
to win $100.
Exactly. Yep. And then the Eels, you would have to bet $100. You would get $179 back from it. Well, that's better. I thought it was from the same category of seeing like a negative 3.5 on the spread. So
no, that's usually yeah. No, you're okay.
No. I appreciate this. It further dooms them though, in the sense
that it does that they're the favorite.
Yeah.
Is there an over/under total? Like, is there anything?
No. It's just
only the winner.
I think Vegas is giving up on trying to understand.
They got ripped on
they're like, oh, we'll let people bet over/under. We'll guess that they're going to be 14-6. That sounds like a reasonable score.
And then they're all like 30-0.
So, yeah, they clearly have never watched a rugby game in their lives, because they either end 6-0 or end 80-5.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to honestly go with the over with that,
Right. Like, we called it last week, and I'm sure they all went over.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Last week, what we specifically when we were talking about them, we said that people need to go with the Eels over the Panthers, and then also do the over. And the Eagles were favored by 2.5 points, and the over was the line rather was at 17.5, and the Eagles won 16-10. So it wasn't even like a smashing victory, but it was over 3 points, and it was over the 17 total points for the game. So
the over/under was 17 total for the game, or was it 17 total for the Eels?
No, for the game. Game.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, that's
wow.
Yeah, that's where it was not good, needless to say, for that.
Yeah, they lost their ass.
It's okay though. I mean, we'll see whether or not Vegas has the stones to come back.
Yeah, who's feeling bad for Vegas? Like, seriously.
It's not going to be fun. They're going to have to watch their new football team play like Bubble Boys. It's the worst. But all right. Anyways, thank y'all so much for checking us out tonight. Wherever you're watching this video, be sure and follow us on Twitter at sportsradio1917. Hit the like button, subscribe, click on the bell, make sure you're getting notifications. For people on Twitter that might be watching, just keep watching. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. People on Facebook, I'm sorry that's going to my personal profile right now. Once we actually decide to have real sports and get things running where I'm not turning dials manically all of a sudden, that's then when we'll actually switch it over and then have it be broadcasting to Sports Radio's Facebook page, and then we can annoy people from there. Got anything going on, y'all? What have we got to plug?
So I have returned from my Twitter banishment under a new ID. You can find me at Dr. Goldtooth.
Oh wow, show off.
I know, right? It's a little premature, but you know, it is what it is. And of course, always check out my other podcast, Does It Slap?
Hell yeah. And Mitch, what about you? What's going on in your world?
Dude, I just like do a lot of jiu-jitsu and go play tennis and like you know, that's it. That's all I do.
Mitch is out here living his best life.
Right.
Live his best life, man.
Training to be a secret agent. That's exactly what's happening. So
as soon as I can travel the world again and take out bad guys, I'm going for it.
Hell yeah.
And don't forget there there ain't no laws when you're drinking the claw. If you want to buy this, there's a link to the Redbubble.
Nice.
Hell yeah. That's exactly what we are. Well, all right, y'all. We love you.